Hey there guys, welcome back to our QPR Career Mode. If you're not all caught up with this series, go check out the playlist, get yourself caught up, and then of course, welcome to today's episode. Just very quickly, after today's episode, the next couple of episodes will be bulk recorded for a little bit because I'm away next week, so there might be ever so slightly less uploads for next week, but they will be recorded sort of very close together, so I might not be able to sort of action some of the things that maybe are commented immediately. But from when I get back, obviously, I will address anything and everything. Obviously, I'll reply to the comments, but I'll address them sort of in the videos as well from that point, just so you guys are aware. But today, we are up against Hull for our first game of the episode. We've got a few games, obviously, lined up for today. We are starting the episode in 4th place, which is absolutely phenomenal. Did not expect to be quite this high up in the table right now, but we're here, and I'm very happy for it. 14 points on the board. Leeds and Norwich in the top 2. Sheffield United, ourselves, West Brom and Luton in the top 6. And the bottom 3 currently are Stoke City, Sheffield Wednesday and Oxford United. 3 teams struggling at the bottom of the table as things stand currently. But our first game is going to be against Hull. Then we do have an away game against Derby. And then we have a home game against Portsmouth. I think for the next few episodes, again, just because I am bulk recording a little bit, it's going to be 3 games an episode, just again for this little period to cover while I'm away. But it will sort of mean that we'll probably get to getting very near to the end or like beginning of December for when I'm back. So after maybe the next week or so after that, we will then very much be getting towards the January transfer window where we can start to really think about what it is we want to do with this squad. Obviously, we've got a lot of players with contracts running out. I'm of the opinion that signing a lot of these guys on to stay is going to be the play for me personally, and then it's kind of looking to see what money we get given next season wherever we are, because how things are standing right now, there is a possibility of a playoff place sort of falling our way, and maybe pushing into the Prem would be incredible, which will give us plenty of money to then build on the squad. But I don't want to get into a point where we can't financially keep some of the players that we want to keep, because obviously the way we're sort of running this, we didn't have the first transfer window, so the signings that were made under Marty in real life are the signings we've made in this window. So you know, the likes of Madsen, Sato, Dembele, Heverton, Nardi, Sella, we've signed lots of new players. Varane, we've got Ashby on loan, we've got plenty of people. So when you look at it that way, we've had like an entire window. It just wasn't necessarily players that I've signed. So enough waffling from me, but we're going to get ready for this game. And yeah, again, let me know in the comments your thoughts. Do we sign the contract to people, or maybe we wait till January and we sort of make that decision? But do we mainly prioritize keeping players here contract-wise, or do we look to maybe pick a player or 2 up? I'm happy either way. I think I know the way that's maybe more sensible, but I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts. Anyway, let's get ready for the first game of the episode. Starting today's episode off with a pretty heavily rotated side. I have changed the system so that we are regaining stamina more, and it doesn't seem to have made too much of a difference here. But we're going Nardi, Powell, Dunn, Morrison, Ashby. Quite a heavily changed back line. Coley, Madsen, Dixon, Bonner, Dembele, Chair Cam, and Frey up top. So plenty of changes to how we normally would set out to play a league game. But I think, in all honesty, it's kind of been needed with the general stamina. A lot of our players that I've had to take off are actually not even on the bench because they are pretty tired. I've set up this full match intro for this game because I'm curious to see how much more it adds. I think it is like the lineups and everything and all of that stuff. Let me know if that's what you guys would like to see, whether you'd like to see like the full thing, because obviously normally from that camera angle we were just at, looking at the players coming out of the tunnel, it would have cut straight to the match. And we would have just kicked off. Let me know if you want a bit more of the intro stuff like this. I thought I'd show it to you guys, so you guys have got the option. I'll ask you guys plenty of questions to start off the episode today. But let me know your guys' thoughts, because I'm down either way. But I want to make this series something that I enjoy, but also mainly that you guys enjoy. I want you guys to enjoy watching and taking part in this series as well. So let me know what you guys would rather see. If you'd like to see the full blurby sort of stuff at the beginning, or I can sort of go to members like this and then I can skip it and we go to the match. Let me know your thoughts. But anyway, enough waffle. I probably should have changed Hull City's kit, but that is my fault. I really didn't think about that. Anyway, let's go for it, boys. QPR versus Hull. Come on, you us. Good bit of play here from Hull down on our left-hand side. They're looking to bring this ball central. Played it back out to Coyle. Coyle now lays it off backwards. Edge of the box is possibly an option here. There's another man for him to play it through to. He finds Puerta. Got to be careful to not let Bedia in, because he is going to have a hell of a boot on him. Got to just be careful to keep these guys out. Ashby's done pretty well there. We're looking pretty solid keeping them at the edge of the box, but all it takes is one sort of defense splitting pass and we're in trouble. And Ashby didn't clear his lines very well there. I maybe should have taken my time a little bit clearing that instead of just trying to get it out. But Madsen's going to step forward. Does give away a foul, but it is advantage that is the call of the day. Got to just try and be careful. Well done, Dixon, Bonnet and Madsen pairing up nicely there. Well done, boys. Powell inside to Coley. Coley, lovely touch. Plays it into Ilias. Ilias chair now. Going to try and set away Frey. Frey, not really the quickest of players. Going to get in behind or anything like that. Is not really his play. But Coley gets it to Frey. Frey, edge of the box. Oh, Green timed it, but it's just wide of the post. It's a good effort. It's the kind of place that I think Frey would try and get that ball, and then he would just try and hit it and find the back of the net. It's not a bad shot on target. Well, actually, it is a bad shot on target because it wasn't. It's not a bad effort, but it wasn't on target. Kenneth Powell being kept very busy early doors here. Plenty of the ball on our defensive left-hand side. Got to be really careful to not give away too many opportunities for them to cross because they have got a very tall striker. So we've just got to be careful to not let too many balls into the box, But we do get that one away. Kenneth Powell did do very well. Dembele finds Frey. Frey going to try and find Dembele. I think I've just timed that right, and I have. And now, Karamoko Dembele going to try and lay it back now to Frey. Oh, you know what? That's me not really paying attention and using my peripherals to try and look at who's running behind. And I saw the whole City player running behind. Yeah, this kit thing is my fault. Got to be careful here. Defensive work to do yet again on our left-hand side. They're getting that ball out on their right, and they are just keeping it there. And then they sort of cut across. It isn't until they get to this sort of position do they actually try and get the ball central or even potentially a little bit on the right-hand side, or our right-hand side, I should say. Otherwise, it is literally they're getting it out on their attacking right. Good block there from Morrison, and just trying to get it past Powell and get it into the box slowly but surely. But it's been a tricky one here. Hull have had a lot of the ball. We've really worked on 2 counterattacks, one of which led to a shot, one of which led to me not paying attention to the difference in kits. Nardi can leave that one. Jimmy Dunn brings it away, but man, that has been a very, very scrappy first half as the ref draws it to a close. It's been a real, it's sort of a continuation, but for a very different reason of the very scrappy games we had in the last episode. We had Millwall who sort of kept the ball and then defended. We had Blackburn who closed me down like it was going out of style. And this time we've got Hull who are just keeping the ball in our defensive third. They're doing the opposite of what Millwall did, and they're just attacking us and keeping it there and making it really hard to really get out of that. So it's a tricky one to sort of navigate here. We're going to take Pal off because he's very tired and bring on Morgan Fox. He can play left back, but he is not a fan of playing wing back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change his role. Your change will be saved as a custom preset. Do you want to continue? Do I want it to be on my custom preset? I'll say yes in the hope that that is the case. But I'm going to put him on fullback because I don't want him on wing back because he's not going to get forward. Plus, if it's anything like that first half, I need him back there doing that defensive work. So that has actually changed. Okay, so I need to remember to change that myself after the game potentially here. I'm also going to take off Madsen and bring on Varane because I've kind of also got to think a little bit ahead to the Derby game. We've got Derby in a not very long period of time, and I don't want to lose like a good handful of my starter squad for that. I've already had to heavily rotate this time round. I'd like to try and have a bit more of a normal starting 11 on the weekend. Oh man, I wasn't paying. Again, that's me just not paying attention to the fact that that guy is definitely in a different kit. I'm not going to blame the kit clash entirely, but it's not been helpful. I'll put it that way. Morrison stepped in really well there. I have to say, Morrison has put in a pretty good show. When he's been needed, he's done pretty well, I would say, so far today. But Ilias Chair going to bring this forward, takes it past one tackle, rides a second tackle, plays it out to Dembele. Dembele, can he get this ball in the box? Frey, mate, I need you to get in that box, my dude. Frey has got to give us an option there. But Chair now, oh, he just tried to lay it through to Frey on that option. Couldn't quite find the pass, but that was much better. Hull City have resorted to keeping the ball in their half now, playing keep ball, but not in our defensive third. And the first time I win it, I give it away with a really cheap pass. It's also worth noting, since the last highlight you guys would have seen, at the end of that, I paused and made changes. Those changes are still yet to happen because Hull have literally had the ball in the midfield the entire time. Okay, so we have managed to have a stop and play as there is a foul that has been given. I'm fairly sure I also got a booking at some point, but I have made my changes now. We made a good handful of them. I haven't shown them there, so I'll just show you very quickly. Smith has come on the right. We have also brought on Anderson at cam, moved Chair to the left-hand side, and I want to take off Jimmy Dunn, but I don't have a centre-back option on the bench. I have Heverton, who's knackered. I don't think Heverton can play left-back. No, I've got 3 people that can play right back, no one that can play left back. So we're going to just have to stick with Fox being out there on the left-hand side. The only change otherwise I've got is Frey coming off for Seller. But in all honesty, again, I'm thinking stamina for referee. Is that the guy who just got booked? I think that's the guy who literally just got yellow carded. That's got to be a second yellow, surely. Oh, that was, yeah, second yellow card. He is off 10 minutes ago, and Hull are down to 10 men. Matt, that is an awful tackle. 2 feet off the ground. He's gone straight through Ilias' chair. That is abysmal, absolutely abysmal. So down to 10, maybe a chance for us hopefully to try and make something of this. But last time we played a team that went down to 10, they just kept the ball in their defensive third, which, again, Hull have been keeping the ball in the midfield for the last, I'm not sure how long in this game. But Anderson, oh, edge of the box. Probably our, or if not the best chance of the game there, closest to going in. That was just wide of the post. That was very, very close indeed. This has been a frustrating day at the office, I'll tell you that for sure. It has not been an easy one. We need to try and get something here. Five or so minutes left on the clock, just over, probably nearer 10. We just have to hope that Hull don't just keep the ball in their defensive third now. Otherwise, we are absolutely done for, I think. Well, as you can see, Hull have just kept the ball in their half the entire rest of that time. It is. I don't know how to change this because it seems to be a thing on Legendary. I will tell you here and now, if I went to Ultimate, I'd be losing every game about 8-0. There is no two ways about it. But I don't know how to stop the fact that they just keep the ball in their defensive third, and there's nothing I can do. I don't know what to change, but it's another draw. It's another 0-0. It's another not particularly great result for us, if I'm honest. So I feel with like plenty left to ponder with the situation and how to work out how to break teams down. And maybe that's part of it. Maybe I need to adjust and break teams down better. But I'm going to crack on. We're going to see if there's anything else to do between now and Derby. You can see there's some stuff for Powell here. His development plan needing updating because he is now good to go. We can give him wingback plus. Yes, please. I will give him wingback plus. Absolutely. Oh, he's wingback plus. Wow. Okay, that's great to know. That is really good to know. Okay, phenomenal. So I'm going to keep his position the same. I don't want to change his positioning. But I guess we'll now just whack him on. Do we want to whack him on balanced or? Because I don't want to make him plus anything else. I'm happy with him on wingback plus. I might train him up on centre half just to get that defending up. In fact, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to train him at centre half just to get the defence up, and it'll give him 4-star weak foot. I'm here for that. Okay, going into game number 2 of the episode today with a strongest starting 11 that is possible to us. It seems like the training plan stuff that I'd set up didn't actually save. I'd set it to be all out on the, what's it called, stamina. So the match sharpness might take slight hits at times for some of the reserve players, I guess, more than anything. But in all honesty, I think having the players be fit and available to me at any given moment is probably the most important thing, I think, personally. So coming up against Derby now, away to Derby as well. Obviously, in real life, having a real good return to the Championship. They're playing out of their skin right now. I know a lot of Derby fans aren't fan of QPR just because of Bobby Zamora, which is fair. I get it. I probably wouldn't be a fan of a player of theirs if they specifically scored against us in a pretty huge game in our history. So have to say, I think this is going to be a game, hopefully, where I can just maybe get past this 0-0 drought. Let's see if we can just get the boys ticking a little bit better, play some better football, and break Derby down a little bit here. But that's a lovely start here. Now we've got Santos on the ball. Heverton Santos tries to get it in. Early corner, 3 minutes in here. Good opportunity. We're looking pretty good from set pieces. We've got some tall players in there. The likes of Madsen, the likes of Seller. And instead I click it to Nyambe. Nice. Dembele. Going to find Seller now. Lovely play. Lovely pass. It's a lovely turn as well. Has to be said, though. Vickers gets back really well to win that. Fair play to him. Sam Field brings this ball forward. He's in a position that's maybe not necessarily somewhere you'd expect to see Sam Field, but now he's joined by Dembele where you expect to see Dembele. But I turn into trouble again. We're getting some luck down that right-hand side. Might be worth seeing if I can get any luck out here with Sato actually next time. Kenneth Powell, lovely turn inside there. Oh, tries to find Sato, but is matched and met by 2 players there. So doubling up on the wide players, it is very noticeable. We've had that with Dembele. We've had that with Powell as well now. Doubling up on our wide players. Madsen with a chance to bring this ball forward now. Madsen tries to take it round his man. Sato, mate, I could do with the run here. Sato does get the ball. Oh, I tried to poke it through to Sella, who I think would have been offside, but man, they're just defending in numbers. This is a nightmare to break down. Santos is going to look for the ball over the top here to Dembele, who's not the tallest of players. Doesn't win that one. I wanted it a little bit further for Dembele to run onto because I think he's got the legs of Forsyth. And I think in that leg race, I think there's only one winner, and I think it would have been Dembele. But there is a lovely ball through. It's not offside. I thought it was, but Nardi is beat there. It sort of seemed to go underneath him. I won't lie to you. I thought Mendes Lang was just goal side of the defender. Evidently not, and it is 1-0 to Derby. Not the score we needed right now, especially as I said, us needing to have a bit of a bounce back here. And it doesn't look like it's going to happen thus far. No, he was comfortably on actually looking back at that. Heverton Santos, I think, kept him on a lot more than I thought he did. But that is 1-0 down to Nardi's right. He tries to make himself, but if he just actually left his leg out instead of sort of pulling it inside, I think he might have got something on that. But Mendes Liang, makes it 1-0 to Derby. And now we have got lots of work to do. And it's lots of work to do when I'm really struggling to break these teams down. Sato wins that ball in a really nice spot here. Sato can't quite find his way through there. That's really unfortunate. Oh, Derby played that ball inside. Kenneth Powell is going to get there for the initial touch, but can he get there to stop the shot as Mendes Liang has another chance? Plays it back, and that is going to be half-time. 1-0 down, and honestly, it's not, I think it's a fair 1-0 down. It's been a real nothing game, but if you're the team that has the only chance in the game, you've got to find the back of the net, and that is what they've done. One shot in the entire game for either side, and Mendes has found the back of the net with it, and that's what matters at the end of the day. If you're going to have shots, you need to make the most of them if it's not going to be many efforts. So got to really try and make sure we get something here. Paul Smith maybe on for Sato. He didn't really offer much in that first half, Sato. So we're going to bring on Smith, see if he can maybe get a little bit more luck on that left-hand side. And I think we just have to try and take this game to Derby, in all honesty. So I'm going to set us up to be a bit more attacking and hope that we can do something, do anything. Dembele brings the ball forward now. Plays it into Chair. Chair, look at the run here from Kenneth Powell. Kenneth Powell, and actually that was Smith who played it to Powell. Oh, Sella. Oh, it's dropped to him, and he's taken a touch. Oh, it's so unfortunate. It is going to be a corner. The defender has got in the way. It's not that Sella scuffed it. It's that Sella's not been able to get it past the defender as they've come out to him, but that's so disappointing. We need a lot more on this one because our corner in the last game was pants. It's going to go up to Sella and he's going to find the back of the net. And that is 1-1. That is a wonderful header. It's a rocket. I said that Fraser beast in the air. Sella proving that he could be pretty good up there as well. And that's much more like it. In all honesty, not much has changed in this second half in regards to how we're playing. In all honesty, it's just more down to the passing's maybe been a little bit smoother. We found the passes to players a little bit better. I don't think Derby made any subs or anything. It's off the keeper's forearm there. Maybe you could argue he should do a little bit better. It is straight to him. It does feel like headers from corners are pretty good. I do find that I score and concede a lot of corners in Ultimate Team. Let me know if you guys find that as well. But yeah, it's the main thing here today is we do find a way back into it. It is Sella's forehead that makes it 1-1, and we have to build on this now. Oh, it's another chance through to Mendes Liang here, but well done there. Clark Salter and Cook, I have to say, have both been pretty resolute. I mean, realistically, the only chances you guys would have seen in that first half would have been the goal and maybe another chance where the defenders won something. It really has been very minimal from them. We have kept them pretty gosh darn quiet. We have done very well in that aspect, I think. So yeah, shout out to the two centre-backs today being pretty solid, but Madsen gives it away there, gives Cook a lot of work to do here because now Mendes Liang is open because Cook has had to come out wide. Now I've got Kenneth Powell to try and close him down. He's going to work it in. It's going to find Mendes Liang. It's going to go to the edge of the box here, penalty spot. Can we get in the way of it? We do get the keeper saving it, but it bounces back to him. And just like that, boys, it's 2-1 again. Derby retained their lead. It didn't take them long to get that goal ahead. It's very disappointing. It's very disappointing. I have to say, it's frustrating that we can't just make the most of some of these chances or like these build-up plays. And then defensively there, 3 players around it. None of them, though, react as quick as Harness does. And it is going to be 2-1. And I'm going to have to try and make some changes to try and instill something here in the boys. We're going to have to try and bring some fresh legs on, I think, is the only real shot we have. Ashby coming on. It's going to have to be Chair, who can't really play right mid. So we're going to have to move Chair to the left, Smith on the right, Anderson on at cam is going to have to be a bit of a play here. And then we're going to go Varane as well to come on. Varane can play holding, so that's good to know. I'm going to change Madsen to a deep-lying playmaker. Anderson is going to be a half winger while Chair is an inside forward. That's going to be the play here. So Chair will cut inside, Anderson will drift out wide, and Smith will stay out wide as well. I think that's going to have to be how we rock this, boys. It's a change that might lead to something. Let's hope it does. 3 relatively like-for-like changes and a bit of a tweak to the system. We've got to hope and pray that we can find something from this, but we've not given ourselves much time to work with. 20 minutes max on the clock here, and it's 2-1 Derby. Madsen with a chance to bring this ball forward. Going to play it to Anderson, who did just drift a little bit wide, which is nice. Chair is still out there, but that's not a problem because he can now cut inside. Oh, Seller, I think, is just offside. I think I played it just at the wrong time. Frustrating because that's a really good opportunity and a really nice bit of play, but we just don't make the most of it. Man, we've not got long left. 10 minutes on the clock. Can we salvage something here? It's a good ball here. Harness tries to play it through. Good block there from Ashby, and it is now going to fall to Nardi to try and start something from the back here. We get it to Varane. Varane out wide to Smith, who is absolutely rapid, and we need to make the most of this pace. He's absolutely blitzed the fullback here for pace. Can he get it into the box? Not quite. It's going to go out for a corner. The last corner we had did lead us to our equalising goal. Can we do... Oh, I've not put enough on that. I've not put enough on it. What a waste of a set piece. Anderson heads it back to Powell. Powell aims to the back post. Or we don't quite win it. It drops to the keeper. I think I was offside. I was. Disappointing, boys. That is surely going to be all she wrote there. I don't see us getting anywhere near this ball in time because they're just going to keep it, which is all they got to do. It goes out for the throw, and it goes into the books as another loss for us. The form is absolutely disappearing right in front of us. Maybe we started with a bit of rose-tinted glasses leading our way into a really high position and just settling down a little bit, slowly falling out of that top 2, slowly falling out of the top 4, and I'd be surprised if we're inside the top 6 after back-to-back winless games. But it's a disappointing loss to get. It's away from home. Derby do make their home a fortress in real life, and I think that'll be what keeps them in a pretty good position this season if they stay well and truly in that top half or at least mid-table. But man, we have got some serious work to do. Maybe some tactical changes. Gonna have to work it out. Somehow still in the top 6. It could be there are other teams with games to play, but we have got work seriously to do here. But we do have some playstyle pluses that have now been implemented on some players. Varane, sorry, that is Sam Field, is now a CDM holding plus, which is really good to see. That is absolutely phenomenal. I'm so here for that. I'm going to keep him training on the holding midfielder. Ups his weak foot, but also will boost his pace, his sprint speed just a little bit, gets his long pass up. His short pass is already decent, but gets those defending stats quite nice as well. So I'm absolutely here for and fine with that. Sato is also now applicable as a winger plus. One thing I would say, it does feel like these do get added a bit quickly, if you want my honest opinion. It does feel a little bit like them being a plus this quickly feels very, very quick, because the implication is that they're at like the top of their world game. Do you know what I mean? Like they're one of the best in the world in that position. I love Sam Field, but is he one of the best in the world at being a holding midfielder? Maybe. But yeah, in all seriousness, it does feel a little bit quick on that one, if you want my honest opinion. I want to boost the passing, but I also want his sprint speed going up, because the sprint speed is slowing him down drastically. So actually, we're going to set him to wide midfielder. We'll keep him on the winger, obviously, because that's where we want him. But wide midfielder, gets in the 4-star skill moves eventually, but also gets that sprint speed going up just a little bit quicker. I'm really curious as to how long it's going to be until Madsen can be a CDM. 23 weeks. Okay, we're getting there slowly but surely. I'm fine with that. I want him to be able to run that CDM position for me. But I'm going to jump to the next game unless something happens in between. We've got 2 weeks to really, really work things out now. Okay, so back into the league here, and I'm going to stick with the same starting 11. This, on paper for me, is the strongest team. This is our strongest squad, and this is the team that should be going out there and getting wins. So that's what I'm going to hope for. We're going to go out there, and hopefully we're going to get some wins. That is what I'm very optimistic for. We're here back at Loftus Road, and I backed the boys to get something. Bishop scored 2 in their last game. We're still up in those playoff places. We are still up and amongst it. And Portsmouth are in a bit of a lower half of the mid-table scrap, but they are still very much there. And again, you know, this is another season coming up, and another season where they're going to try and look to progress their football, and we're looking to do the same. We had a very tricky season last season, survived the championship, and now we're looking to move on and move up that table slowly but surely. Granted, we've gone up pretty quickly in the grand scheme of things on this save, but we need to now get something from today. We have got 1 point from 2 games. 1 point from a possible 6 is not good enough. So we need to try and come away with 3 at home in front of the QPR faithful. Come on, you Ars. Sato brings the ball forward here. His new plus play style, helping him out just a little bit maybe. Let's hope that it does come into effect today. Ilias Chair, bit of space opening up in front of him. He's going to have the strike. It's a slight slide on the floor, sort of dragged the shot maybe a little bit, but it was on target. Gave the keeper something to do, but I think he had it covered. Kenneth Powell with a good tackle there. Now Sato going to try and burst down this left-hand side. Kenneth Powell overlapping nicely. Going to try and find him. Oh, it's a really, really close one to losing out. But Sella gets the ball, goes to that close post. And just like that, boys, it's a nice early 1-0. Sella makes it 1-0, and he gets himself goals in back-to-back games. And it's a good early lead. It's one we needed to get. We needed to find that first goal, I think, here. With how we've been playing today, it was important to get that opening goal. But it's nice to see as well, that left-hand side for us now, 2 players on a plus-plus. Hopefully, that will really mean that left-hand side becomes an outlet for us, because we've been going a lot down that right-hand side with Dembele, just because Dembele's so good to use in game, and it just makes sense to try and make the most of using him. But going out on that left-hand side now that we've got 2 real competent options out there, and players that are playing at the top of their game right now, just means it gives us another outlet. And just there was a really good example of it. 1-0, boys, and it's a nice early lead. Let's not do anything silly now. Kenneth Powell, again, coming across here. He's having a really good opening 20 minutes. It's Kenneth Powell, both offensively and defensively. Ilias Chair, let's not talk about that, pal, shall we? Murphy with the ball here. Got to be careful not to let anything silly in. Well done, Sato. Sato does really well. Gets across there, wins that ball. And now just going to try and burst forward here. Sato inside to Sella. Sella sees the run from Chair. I think I've just timed that. He's going to drop to Ilias now. Oh, I thought I timed it. Apparently, I was close, but I was late. Let's see where that line is. Oh, okay. Yeah, he was off, but it was close. It wasn't crazy close, but it was close. Madsen, good win there in the middle of the park. Going to play it now to Dembele. Dembele going to look to the little switch there over to Sato. Kenneth Powell, I see you on that run on the outside. You stopped it for some reason. Would have been nice if you kept it up, but that's okay. Sato keeps it here. He's going to find Field the Shield. Field tries to let it to Sella. That's a lovely touch from Sella. Close post again. And just like that, boys, Zanzala makes it 2, doubles his score and doubles the lead for us. Absolutely fantastic. Really nice touch there to take it past the centre-back, because he's close to him, causing him problems. But this pass here, look, there we go. Just slight little touch to it, just almost like tickled the studs to just take it past the defender. And he does find the back of the net. Very happy with that one indeed. 2-0. And this is the kind of game we needed, boys. After how we've been playing for this episode so far, that is much more like it. Need to try and keep this kind of level of football up. If we do, things could turn around for us. 2-0, come on. Madsen on the ball. Going to try and find Sato. Oh, it's a good tackle in the middle of the park there. That was actually a really good opportunity for us to lay it off to Sato and have him maybe create something on that left-hand side. But that's an important tackle in the middle of the park there from the Portsmouth player. Got to be careful here. Portsmouth have built it into the box quite nicely on the turn there. It's a good effort, but it's not on target. That could have been problematic. Right on the stroke of half-time would not have been a good time for us to concede. We would have still had the lead, but it would have been halved, and it's a good thing that it did find the outside of the post rather than the in. But 2 shots for Sella, 2 goals for Sella. Very happy with that first half performance. Overall, not just from Sella. He's had a pretty standout performance for the squad, but overall, pretty good play from the entire squad. They're very, very happy with the boys. I'm tempted to make a little change at halftime, just for the sake of making a little change at halftime. I'm going to take off Santos for Ashby. It's been pretty quiet on our right-hand side. And obviously, we've got Ashby on loan. And I don't want Newcastle to turn around and be like looking to terminate the loan because we haven't been playing him consistently enough. So I think it makes sense for us to do that because we need the depth right now. So Ashby out there for Heverton. Nothing that Heverton did wrong. He just had a very quiet game. And I think it makes sense to get some of the lone players some minutes in that regard. So we'll crack on. Good tackle there from Samfield the Shield. And let's see if we can have a little bit more of the same in the second half because the first half went better than expected with how we've been playing so far. But Sato going to lay it. Oh, not quite off the chair. It was a good run, good idea. Didn't quite happen though. But yeah, let's see if we can keep this up. Madsen plays it out wide here to Dembele. Dembele with a bit of space here. Got one man in front of him, one man sort of closing him down on the inside. But he's going to keep it. Going to lovely little ball roll there. Lovely stuff. Little hill to hill. Plays it inside. Going to find Ilias. Ilias chair. He loves this kind of range to shoot from. It's a good save from Norris. It's well kept out there. Could have been 3, but it's a good save from the keeper. Not too long left on the clock here, and we've made the rest of our changes. I scheduled them a while ago, but we've taken off Sato, Field, Dembele, and Cook for Anderson, Varane, Smith, and Dunn. All like-for-like changes. Anderson is at cam, though, and Ilias has moved to the left-hand side. Smith on the right. And then, obviously, Field off for Varane, like-for-like. Dunn on for Cook, like-for-like. So pretty much all like-for-like changes, just to kind of see this out and just fresh legs, keep players fit and ready for the next games. Kenneth Powell, yet again, steps in phenomenally well there. I've said it before in this game. He's not just been really good going forward today. He's been really good defensively. Ilias plays this into Anderson here. Anderson going to try and help Salah onto his hat-trick. He's going to bring it down with his head. Take the strike on his left. It was ambitious, but it was off target. Would have been nice. It's the only reason I didn't take him off. I used all my subs elsewhere just to see if he could bag himself the hat-trick, because that would be a nice boost based on how the games have gone today. It would be nice to round it up and get a nice cheeky hat-trick for Salah, but wasn't quite to be. Hits it wide, but there's still a couple of minutes left. Stranger things have happened. And there it is, full time. Didn't get the hat-trick, but we did get a hat-trick of points there. 3 on the board, and that's a 3 big points to just stop the rot a little bit with where the club was going, where the team and the performances were heading, which was a real rut. So it's really nice to get the stop on that, get the 3 points on the board, and hopefully get back into some form, get back into some winning ways. But you hear the crowd singing Queen's Park Rangers. You hear it echoing through Loftus Road. 3 big points, and I'm very happy with that. Well, it's nice to go ahead and end on a win. As I said, for the next couple of episodes, it will be 3 games per episode. And again, sorry if there's like maybe one less episode during the week. That is purely, again, just because I'm away. I'm getting as much as I can filmed and edited around my job to sort of allow for this to happen while I'm away. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, leave a like and it supports me, the video, the channel, and the series out a whole bunch. If you're new, hit the follow button and turn notifications on to be told anytime that we upload a video. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have been Tom. You guys have been awesome. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Look after yourselves. And of course, wash your hands. See ya.